Millennium Challenge Account Jordan is a company owned by the government of Jordan, established in June 2010 to manage and implement a grant of $275 million of the US government funded by the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The compact consists of several water and wastewater projects in Zarqa Governorate that were identified by the government of Jordan as priority projects eligible to effectively contribute to the poverty alleviation in Jordan. The program started on December 13, 2011 with a time span of 5 years.
The overall objective of the Water Smart Homes activity is to improve the conditions of home water systems and decrease costs that households, particularly poor households in Zarqa Governorate, incur to satisfy their subsistence water needs. The objectives would be accomplished through an outreach campaign on in-house water management of water quality and quantity conservation, and an infrastructure component to help the poor people to do the repairs of their plumbing systems.
The outreach campaign was to raise awareness on the importance of in-house water management of water quality and quantity, and disseminate information on best practices for in-house water management, including protection of water in storage and reduction of water wastage. The major challenges of the outreach campaign were three. Develop a campaign on in-house water management in a moment of low client satisfaction with the service received from the water utility. Design a campaign based on a future water availability of 3 days per week, and reach through interpersonal channels a target of 140,000 households in the cities of Zarqa and Nusayfa. The strategy targeted women as primary responsible for water availability and health in the houses, using as secondary targets children as influential elements within the family. The drivers of change selected for the campaign were health, economic and religion, health and economic for water quality, and economic and religion for water quantity. 5 interpersonal channels were selected with the use of 4 support channels. 2 types of prompts were to be used: branded drinking bottles for children and branded hardware toolkits for basic plumbing maintenance. A channel effectiveness monitoring system was put in place to determine the need for tactics adjustments during the outreach campaign. The communication material designed for the campaign comprised of logo and slogan, flyers, banners and posters, branded drinking bottles, branded hardware toolkits, educational videos, and e-banners. In partnership with 12 women NGOs, 60 awareness events took place in Zarqa and Nusayfa. With the help of the Ministry of Religious Affairs, 4 religious women wa'idhat delivered 600 awareness sessions in mosques and women's gatherings. With the intervention of 24 women facilitators of the infrastructure component, 4,000 awareness sessions and training on basic plumbing maintenance were delivered to NAF families and neighbors. With 4 school promoters, 225 elementary schools were visited to perform awareness sessions on 5th and 6th grade students. With 1 tribal promoter, 20 awareness sessions were performed at the madafas targeting influential members of the tribes. 170 street and lamppost banners were located in the main entrances to the cities with the key messages of the campaign. In collaboration with the women's NGOs and other local stakeholders, e-banners were posted rotationally in their Facebook page. An agreement with the Al-Wakil news portal was signed, which gave 12 months support to the campaign through articles, news, videos, and posting of e-banners in both their news portal and Facebook page. An agreement with the municipal radio of Zarqa gave us 6 months coverage with 8 daily jingles in prime time and 1 weekly interview. By the end of the campaign, 80% of the target audience had been reached. Of that reached audience, 84% evidenced good water quality conservation practices and 85% evidenced good water quantity conservation practices. The supporting channels continued in activity during 3 months after the end of activities in the interpersonal channels. The infrastructure works were developed to perform house repairs in the plumbing system of the poor population of Zarqa, targeting for this purpose the National Aid Fund beneficiaries, enabling them to perform good in-house water management. The major challenges of the infrastructure works were 3. First, to locate 12,000 NAF beneficiaries in 2 cities and 5 towns with no street names and building numbers, amongst 150,000 dwellings, with little or no address information to determine their eligibility and repair needs. Secondly, to design flexible works contracts because the bill of quantities would change constantly due to the NAF beneficiaries that moved, died or made their own repairs, and the deterioration of the plumbing systems as time passed. Thirdly, grant access to the construction crews to the NAF dwellings, guaranteeing the safety and respect to the NAF families. To cope with the challenges, the following strategy was put in place. Locate the NAF beneficiaries through different social networks, basically women's NGOs, tribal organizations, and religious networks. To manage a dynamic bill of quantity, several variation orders were issued that rebalanced the quantities without increasing the contract price, and to grant access to the NAF dwellings, women facilitators were incorporated to each construction crew. To do the field survey, 70 local surveyors proposed by the women's NGOs and 25 plumbers were trained in the use of open data kit technology and in the details of the socio-economic and technical surveys, while through the different social networks, the location of the NAF beneficiaries was gradually obtained. The survey was implemented over the course of only 2 months using smart forms on mobile phones, which enabled the integrated collection of various types of data in each household, including survey answers, images, and GPS coordinates. The field survey managed to reach 8,000 NAF beneficiaries and performed the corresponding socio-economic and technical surveys. Based on the results of the field survey, the infrastructure works component provided technical assistance for in-house plumbing rehabilitation of water tanks, pipes, appliances, accessories, and connections to the sewage network of 4,000 NAF beneficiaries, as well as to perform in-house training on basic plumbing maintenance and deliver awareness sessions on in-house water management. By the end of the works contracts, the project had replaced or provided 3,000 new water storage tanks. Over 19,000 meters of leaking pipes had been replaced. Over 3,000 damaged floating valves, inlet and outlet valves, angle valves, hose, drainage pipes, kitchen sinks, and washing basins and toilets had been replaced. Over 4,000 women had received training on basic plumbing maintenance and received hardware toolkits. The objective of the Women Plumber program is to develop technical and business management skills among women in Zarqa to enable them to capitalize on opportunities for income generation by setting up small plumbing businesses. The program not only empowers the women participating in the program, but demonstrates to men and women that women can work in non-traditional roles and that gender equality will contribute to improved livelihoods for all. To implement the program, there were several challenges. To determine the right profile of candidates, select the appropriate candidates based on their motivation, obtain the candidates' family support, build the necessary technical and business skills, find for them a niche of opportunity in the market, trust building on the skills of the women plumbers. To design the program, an assessment was made on how the male plumbers developed their skills and entered the market as independent plumbers. From this assessment, a 4-stage program was designed: theoretical and practical training as plumbers, field practical training in real-life situations, small business planning, marketing and management training, and coaching and mentoring during business startup. After a selection process that demanded informative sessions, interviews, and meetings with the families, 30 candidates were selected. The first stage consisted of a 4-week training course held by VTC with especially tailored contents. The second stage comprised of 12 practical training sessions with the crews of the contractors doing repair works in NAF dwellings. The third stage consisted of 4 days training on business-related topics that was delivered in partnership with Microfund for Women. In this stage, the women received a smartphone in the toolbox. The fourth stage comprised of 4 months of coaching and mentoring activities in both technical and marketing issues. In this stage, the women received promotional material for their activity. At the end of the program, out of the 30 women, 19 were having incomes delivering plumbing services. 3 established their business of plumbing services, subcontracting both male and female plumbers. 6 aimed to start food-related business. 2 were still exploring alternatives for water-related businesses that had higher demand for investment capital. The project gender integration was as follows. From the consultant, 12 female and 10 male local consultants, 70 female and 25 male surveyors, 42 female and 3 male promoters. From the contractors, 11 female and 4 male engineers, 24 female and 48 male members of construction crews. In total, 23 female and 14 male professionals, 136 female and 76 male semi-skilled and skilled workers. For more information about the design, process, results, and lessons learned from MCA Jordan's Water Smart Homes activity, please refer to the publications of the project that are in both English and Arabic versions. Field notes available on our website www.wsh-joe.org.